Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have the Chieftain Mk6. Now, I do have the Chieftain Mk6 on my free-to-play account, and this is your opportunity to also get the Chieftain Mk6 for free, because I am giving away 2 of these tanks for nothing, absolutely nothing at all. You can win this tank. Now, I'm not the greatest at giveaways, I do admit. I gave away the M60 last month, and I gave the list to Wargaming, but I did forget to announce it on my channel. So I have actually now done that, so I do apologize for the late reply. And that was for June giveaways. So this is for July, and we've got 2 of them. So we're only going to keep this running for a week. So it's very easy. All I need is you to comment your in-game name, the server that you play on, and your player ID, and that is it. That is all you need to do. Now, is the Chieftain Mk6 worth getting? So we're going to look at the stats, and we are going to get into a game. Now, where I say is the Chieftain Mk6 worth getting, if you're going to get it for free, of course it's worth it. It's for free, and it's actually a pretty solid tier 10 tank. Now, I don't think the tank is as good as it used to be. Ever since Wargaming gave it Hesh, I don't think it is as good as it used to be. Now, personally, I love Hesh. I really do. But yeah, on a tank like this, I still think it suffers from not having that premium round. But, you know, give the opportunity, of course, if you have the availability to use that Hesh, then yeah, it is going to be better because you're going to do more damage. But personally, I think it does suffer for not having that high pen premium round, because you're a heavy tank. Usually you go with the heavies. If you're front facing the enemy heavies, then you're not going to be able to pen a lot of them. So to get the best use out of Hesh, you really have to go the medium route, or to try and get behind the heavies, and so on and so on. So the turret on this thing, 350 millimeters, it is actually very, very strong. Of course, it does have the hatch on top that is quite weak, but other than that, the turret is actually very strong. Now, the lower plate hull is not strong, only 127 millimeters, so not strong at all. You do have round about 3,000 DPM. That is, of course, with running calibrated shells, which I suggest to do that because, of course, it gives you more HE pen. That is 8.15 second on your reload, so not bad on your reload. And your penetration is 275 on your AP. That's the best you're going to get with this tank, when normally you're looking at well above 300. But yeah, 275 is the best you're going to get. You do, however, have 216 HE pen. Now, I wouldn't really worry too much about the lesser HE. 86, I mean, I'd run a few of them, but yeah, the penetration on that is just 86. Of course, you do more alpha, so if you can get the cheap Hesh get behind tanks, then yeah, definitely do switch to the cheap Hesh. So 400 alpha on your AP, 470 on your standard Hesh, and 515 on your cheap Hesh. Your aim time is 3.3, and your gun dispersion is 0.308. So not too bad on your aim time or your gun dispersion. You do, however, also have 10 degrees of gun depression, which is very nice, and pretty nice top speed at 42 kilometers per hour. However, you do only go 15 in reverse, so yeah, try not get in reverse because you are quite slow. So let's get into game. We are on Hellas, and again, I don't always play it like it, but if you want to make the most out of your Hesh, then I would definitely recommend going with your mediums. Now, you are quite quick, so you can do that. If you really wanted to, you can sort of bully those mediums, but it's not always, you don't always get in a situation where you can go with your mediums, or it's not viable to go, or feasible, sorry, to go with your mediums. Sometimes you need to help your heavies, because they could get overrun. So it's a difficult tank to play. Now it does have that Hesh. It was a lot easier to play this tank when it had APCR. So yeah, very difficult. So nice shot there into the bottom of the attack, and of course we were able to use the Hesh because he's a light tank with paper thin armor. So here you can see we didn't want to go to the heavy side to the left. We wanted to go like in the middle kind of, and it definitely does pay off because that is now 2 shots and just shy of 1,000 damage. So yeah, it really has worked. And again, we can get a nice HE shot there, 441 into that attack, and unable to get the next shot because he does unfortunately back up. So now I want to get behind these guys. I don't really want to go for the Death Star just yet because he can penetrate me. I really want to get behind this Vegetto because I know he's not facing me, and I know I will be able to get a HE shot. And 540, which is actually a pretty nice roll in with that Hesh, and we are now able to take him out for our first kill and 2.3k damage. Now we've definitely overrun this side of the map, so me coming this side of the map definitely was a help. I'm not saying without me they wouldn't have done it. I think they still would have done it, but I think me going in the middle was definitely the best option for this tank. And now there's 4 tanks left alive. Hello Grill, let's aim in at him, get rid of him. That is now 1 big tank gone, and it just leaves these 2 heavies and the Death Star. So I'm not going to focus on the Death Star. I want to focus on the M103 because I can actually come out sideways into him and potentially get a HE shot into his turret. Sorry. And another nice round, just over 520 damage into the M103. Brings him now to a 1-shot, no point using Hesh. Might as well just use the AP, and it just now leaves this Yo. Now, there are some heavies you can actually penetrate with Hesh, lower plate. I mean, this Yo, the lower plate is actually very, very easy to penetrate. And another thing with this tank, which is I don't really agree with, it does have tungsten shells as well. So not only if you can get that HE shot out, you can also use the tungsten shells just to up that damage even more. So that is pretty nice. I do like the tungsten shells, but I don't really think this tank needed it. But overall, pretty decent game, just shy of 5k. We managed to get 4 kills, and we only manage to get a first class. So a pretty decent game, but I feel I could have done better, could have got more damage. But the team were pretty decent, to be fair. I tried my hardest. I didn't miss any shots. But, you know, 1500 XP normally is enough for an ace in most tier 10s. So it just goes to show that this tank is actually played pretty well. So that is the Chieftain Mk6. As I've said, I will be giving away 2 of these. We'll be running probably until next Friday, where I will then announce the winners. So your in-game name, the server that you play on, and your player ID in the comment below. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. Good luck. I'm only giving away 2, unfortunately. If I could give away more, I really, really would. But thanks for coming, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for just being here with the channel. I really do appreciate it. But for now, I hope you enjoyed. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.